Yo, it was good. Bro, tell me why I had a moment where I was playing Leia, right? And I realized something. Did you guys know that the medical hallway wall literally leads to outside? And you may think, well, duh, but not very much maps promote this. And I honestly thought it was a pretty good idea to make a strat out of it. Also for defending downstairs, labs and lab support, and also upstairs armory and weapon maintenance. I don't see much people play this. I don't even see much. I don't see no people play this at all. And it can really be a good stretch and it can be a game changer. But here's my point. You know how Fortress has the outside balcony corridor, and you, as a defender, you cannot go outside. Technically, it is a defender map, obviously, because you're defending, but why isn't it making you go outside? So imagine Lair and Fortress, for example. It's like technically you are defending, but technically you are outside because there's no roof or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But just to cut the business short, I
that humans only get a few years to live. Yet spend most of that time doing everything wrong. Learning how to.
should I Warframe, and I thought it was pretty cool to bring it up because no one really uses this. No one really visualize how much this can change the game of Layer. And people say, well, people don't say. I've noticed in Pro League, Layer isn't really a bad map, but it's a map to avoid when you're not good on the map. And I've probably seen like two, maybe three teams purposely pick Layer because they just know how good it is, and other teams dodge it because they know how bad it is on their end. And I just want to make it clear that does anybody else know this? Does anybody else would like to use this strat or would use this strat? Because again, it can cover a lot of ground, a lot of ground. There's nothing that you have to do. It's very promising. I'm not gonna lie, it's very promising when you want to defend labs and also lab support. It really looks promising because you don't have to spawn peek from downstairs no more. You don't have to constantly roam around the map just to pick someone off. You don't have to really jeopardize anything. And to be real with you, you can honestly play up on this. Like, you can play offsite and play this wall. You can also play medical. You can play what armory. You can play those things because why? They're not gonna have anything much to do about it but just push you. And then they only have two ways of pushing you. And that same day, I told myself, let me pick a layer. Like, let me see what this is about. And I just sat there and I realized, layer has these soft walls that lead to outside, and no one really looks at that. Like, everyone looks past it. Like, why do layer have soft walls that lead to outside? And I could have thought one thing: spawn peeking, you know. And there's not very much maps that have this, except for Fortress and Layer. But there's many maps that have the total opposite, which is just hatches, and then you have the fast rush when it comes to going downstairs, going up, and vice versa. But I feel like Layer, it is just strictly outside. Like, when I mean strictly outside, I mean anything you break, you're gonna be looking outside. Like, there's not a room where you can break a wall and you can like really sit in one room and just watch that one room. There's a lot going on here.
Was good. Now I'm going to be explaining a cool little layer, layer trick. Well, a new idea. Follow. Well, before I even show, I'm gonna explain every reason why I have certain pieces around the map, and then I'm going to show the secret. But first, Kibas are actually here for a good reason. This spot, this spot. Don't cover plant. Feet host here, to what? Blue staircase, and armory hallway. The reason why I have this here, the rotation on the left, not the right. Think of border. You have that one hallway, 90, and you have the fountain, and you have server wall, and you have the half wall, or the full wall, facing vending machine. Yeah. Think of that. You would have the head host here. Don't reinforce it because when you sit inside, you can see right in the vending machines. Well, the vending machine entrance, which is in serve, you know. And then yeah, and then having on this side, if you have it rotate on the left side, they can have an angle, get both walls, and pee you from the door. So you won't even get a chance to walk inside. They can hold a tight little angle and just get you right from the doorway. Versus here, you can walk in the doorway. That pillar had its own angle. They sit here and kill you. That's about it. But that pillar had its own angle. You ain't able to move up. Second one, not the first one. They could break it and get you. You can sit here. Yeah, I already explained that. This is weird. You can reinforce this, rotate, reinforce, rotate, rotate, reinforce, reinforce, rotate. Why? Because you don't want them to get an easy access out of sight. This is one thing. And also, you don't want to get picked off from rotating from here. You can rotate through here, yes, but the moment you get through, are you more afraid about the left side or the right side? You can take this right side, crouch, you know, get whatever, but you know, this is a choice you have to make. But what I did, left, right, rotate, door, you can see, dead, you know. Let's explain why I had to rotate on the left side, or the right, yeah, the left side, not on the right side. Imagine this room is A. This room is B. Well, yeah. As an attacker, if you have feet holes here and a rotate here, they can honestly contest this until your defense breaks and just take beyond. So instead of trying to get held into the A hallway of going back and forth testing, they break the barrier and they're A and B, you know, both they have this now. And then they can take C, which is the whole idea of being in here, which is, you know, planting bomb. You don't want that. So now, I'm on the left side, is contested. They trust this enough. They trust this more than this, you know, because they can cover. But once they walk through, they can't break that barrier because, you know, you can see, you know. And if they go too far, you know, barbed wire, traps, you know, someone lurking, you know, it's just like a contested. And the pillar having its own angle is a lot to take care of, you know. So yeah, that's why that is there. Now, to explain this, long story short, bad aim, you could watch spawn technically. Well, kind of. Yeah, right word. Technically, yeah. Technically, you can watch, spawn. Making this a big deal because look at Fortress. Fortress has a courtyard, right? When you go in the courtyard as a defender, it counts as being outside. Should it be? Should it be doing that, or shouldn't be, or it's not supposed to? Like whatever that line goes. But it's like that's scary. I'm defending, so it should be inside because it's a part of the map. Wrong. It's outside, so you be detected. On the other hand, layer has an outer part, and in the outer part you can watch. And just to make this quick, this is only for defending armory and weapon maintenance. But what you want to do for basement, I'm gonna show you the key rotations, key sites. Reinforce this side. If they walk up, they can't see rotate unless they walk in. Traps, beepers, whatever. Missile, they can't see it. You have to walk in. See, beacon. The only way they can see is from patch. That covers that. That covers that. Rotate on the left side. You can watch this easier than this side because this weird ass shit, C4s can fly through. They can probably go in the back and plant. Probably won't kill them, but easy to get a C4 kill on that as well. And let's just say you're upstairs and you set up site and you want to watch labs and lab support. Dun, 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 dun. You can have your little buddy, little friend, and you can take this. You can take blunt corridor. If you want to watch factory, should I call it? From there, the hallway. Let's just say they have zero interest of walking through this. Literally, you just sitting here for a little reason, getting a kill for that. The bottom, you're not detected. You're detected. The bottom. This is more promising than sitting here on that window. Way more promising. Okay, as well. Yeah. This to cover this whole area, walking in, blah blah blah. When they come through, they're contested immediately, They can't rush this no more because someone's watching that, No, supposedly. And these aren't on the door because they have to get close to it to melee. So it's far enough. You get stuck. When you sit here, all you gotta do is close the door. All you gotta do is close the door. That's all you gotta do. And you can use this to watch labs and also armory and weapon maintenance. So pretty good. Layer's not too bad after all. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. But yeah, other than that, this is what it is, bro. I honestly just wanted to make this video. I lucky might make the barricade when I'm already. What's crack? I'm already here. Yeah.